Alright, in this video I'm going to be running through how to set up sections and categories so you can begin to draw your main navigation menu. Now, the easiest way to get started with any of the demos is to open up any type of text editor. In this case I'm using Visual Studio, and you'll want to go ahead and look for the Quick Start HTML and the Quick Start XML files. Both of these files are templates that will get you running really quickly. So to get started, we are going to begin to edit this XML file. Now, before I go into a lot of detail of creating the sections and categories, I want to show you a quick tip that will help you to isolate errors as you're editing this XML file. Because the difference between an XML and an HTML file is that the XML files are extremely strict. So any type of error, such as a missing quote or a missing backtick in your file, greater than, less than symbol, it will actually error out the XML file. So let's go ahead and save this really quick. Let's jump back out to the PlayIt view and we'll refresh the page here, and we'll see that we got a failed to load XML file. Well, sometimes it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where these particular mistakes are. So the easiest way to validate this is to go ahead and do a Control A and select all of your XML, and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to jump out to validator.w3.org, and we're going to click on this validate by direct input. And what we do is we go ahead and paste all this information in here, and we click check. And what this will do is it will find any invalid settings in our XML. So we can go ahead and scroll down here real quick, and we'll see that there was an error at line 34. So then we can jump right back out to our text editor, and we can go over to line 34, and we can fix this issue. Now, this is the easiest way to validate if you don't have a built-in validator. So just look out for that tool and know that that particular trick is going to help you validate any errors when you see the failed to validate XML file. Alright, so let's go ahead and add our first sections and categories to the main navigation menu. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple new sections and a couple categories to those sections. With the next section, we're just going to go ahead and call it, we'll give it a name of Section 3, and we will add a couple categories here, and we're just going to go ahead and use direct link categories. And for a direct link, you have to make sure that the type is of type link. Now remember, the type attribute on the category is required, and if you use a link source, then what this will do is it will actually force that category to be a link. And let's just go ahead and point it to, say, Apple's website, and we're just going to give it a name of Apple. And Apples, we're going to go ahead and give it a name of Apple. So let's go ahead and copy this guy here, and we're going to do, say, another one to ESPN.com, and we'll give it a name of ESPN. So that is one section, and we're going to go ahead and add another section really quickly here. Now on this section, section 4, I am going to set the isDefault equal to true, and what this does is this will automatically select this one when the PlayIt plugin is loaded. So let's just cheat here real quick and grab a category direct link, and we're going to point this one to, say, CNN.com, and we will change this here to CNN. And as I refresh this page, we will see that now we have two new sections over here. The first one was section 3. We added Apple and ESPN, which are both direct links. And if you recall, when I first loaded the page, it actually came down here and automatically chose section 4, and it will automatically choose the first category in that section. So if I had 5 or 6 categories down here, it'll choose that first one. You can also set the isDefault property on a category. So say 4 categories down, you wanted it to automatically select that. You can do it at that particular range also. Alright, so we're going to do another section here, but we're going to use some actual data types instead of using the direct links. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this last section that we have here. I'm going to rename it to section 5, and what I'll do is I'll leave the is default to true. Now you'll notice that is default true is pretty much true all the way up to the top, and the way that the system currently works is it finds the very last is defaults, and based on that particular is default it will select that particular section. So let's go ahead and remove this link source, and we're going to actually create a category of image type, and we'll give it a name, My Images. And I am going to cheat and steal an existing example up here in section 2 of images, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab everything from here. Now don't worry, we'll go into great detail on what the different view types are here, such as grid, list, and tile in other videos. Just note that you can easily reproduce a lot of this information just by cutting and pasting. So we're going to go ahead and redefine this particular section with these particular images. I'm going to go ahead and save this out. We'll come back to the web page, we'll refresh it, and as we can see now we have a new section that's auto selected because of the is default, and now we've got these items already ready to go. So this is a quick overview of adding sections and categories, and you can see really how simple and easy it is and how you can rapidly deploy a lot of this information very quickly.